Good day, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and welcome to everyone who's tuned in around the country on our live stream. We're going to go through this presentation, which is really a bit of information about who we are as a business, what the opportunity is all about, and it should take us about 45 minutes. And then after the presentation, if you have any questions, you're welcome to come speak to me. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We were founded in 1952, so we've been around for a very long time. Those are our head office buildings in Randburg, just down the road, so we don't share offices with Constantia, but they're not too far away from us. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there. That's very important because that's our license to operate as a financial services provider. You'll notice on our website as well as in our foyer, we've got all our Financial Services Board licenses on display, so go take a look at those. We've got a long and short-term insurance license, we've got an investment license and our FSP license, and then we've also put up our accreditation with the direct marketing and the direct selling associations. So for us, or for me, at this point of the presentation, credibility is very important. I don't want anyone listening to this proposition thinking, can I trust this business or not? So go take a look at those licenses. Go do a background check on us if you need to. Google us. Go to Hello Peter and go search us on Hello Peter. Make sure that you trust the business we're going to be speaking about, because that is obviously a fundamental step before we can create any collaboration or partnership going forward. The managers and executives are these people up on screen. So the first three individuals are registered chartered accountants, starting with Mr. Brendan Benfield. He's our senior executive. He's got a lot of experience in financial services because his father has been pretty much entrenched in insurance his entire life. His father was a professor of insurance, so Dr. Brian Benfield. Dr. Brian Benfield started Clientele Life. He started the IFA. They've started businesses here as well as in Europe. They've helped assist start businesses in Australia, and Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in his father's footsteps, and they went on to found another short-term insurer down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD. So we've got some wonderful pedigree in Mr. Benfield, who's heading up DuePoint. Then we've got Tim and Stacey. They look after all the financial requirements in our business, so that's the accounting, the auditing, a lot of the regulatory aspects of our business, fairly important stuff. Then myself and Jane, we're the two non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in network or referral marketing. She's been doing it for a few decades. She's actually from the UK, so she brings this international experience with her to our team, and that experience is very important because even though we're an insurance company, our growth is dependent on our ability to work in the network marketing space, and Jane brings that experience to us. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for about 25 years now. I ran my own agency for about 15 years. Also worked very much in the financial space, but that's our senior team, our senior people here at DuePoint. We've got our client service staff, we've got admin staff, but the focus, the mandate of staff at DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us here at DuePoint, because we want to see you profitable and successful and happy. As a business, we can only be profitable and successful if the people that are collaborating us, the people that we depend on for growth, are being effective. And so everything that we do here at DuePoint is geared towards that support. So no, if you become a wealth engineer here at DuePoint, you are never alone. Very quickly, we discuss the circumstance that we find ourselves in. You can see it's got that dirty four-letter word up on the top left there. Can you see the four-letter word at the top there? Debt. That's why we call it a dirty word, because nobody likes it, but everybody's got so much of it. You'd think that we love debt, right? So I don't really need to go on too much about the circumstance that we find ourselves in, because everyone watching this presentation, you're here to change that circumstance. You've got hope in your heart that you're going to hear something today that will be an opportunity for you to change the circumstance that you are tired about living in at the moment. And so what we did as a business, Constantia saw the opportunity with all this negativity in mind, debt, people stuck in debt cycles, the prospect of what your retirement looks like, that might be bleak, and it is bleak statistically for the majority of South Africans. We saw an opportunity to create a business that the average South African can engage with. So we launched 2 years ago the DuePoint system. And the DuePoint system has got a couple of aspirations in mind for the people that join us here. So not only do we want to create additional income for the people in this business, what we also want to do is change the way people think about money. Because what our business is really about is about wealth creation. And wealth creation is not simply just creating additional income. It is about thinking differently about the money that we produce and how to create money. So our number one aspiration for people in this business is to use that additional income to get rid of their debt as quickly as possible. Because if you are going to focus on becoming wealthy one day, you can't owe other people money. And so we get rid of that debt as quickly as possible. Then we can focus on wealth. We do that through the ownership of assets, through the ownership of investments. And then ultimately, our ultimate aspiration, which is that one over there, is just for people in this business to be happier. When everyone else is moaning about everything and blaming everything else, we want people in this business to be happy because they've created wealth. They've bucked the system and they've worked towards changing their circumstance. Right? So those are the aspirations we have for people. You can align yourself with those aspirations, or you don't have to. You can just go buy new sports cars every time you create additional income. That's up to you. How does the DuePoint system work? Our guests here today, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. What happens is you actually contract with us or enter into contract with us, and we refer to you as wealth engineers from that point. And as a wealth engineer, you've got a single task, and that is to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like, because we're going to be talking about channels of distribution forever in this business, right? It is a primary task here at DuePoint. And it is basically you, so if you want to know what a channel of distribution is, basically you going out and connecting other people to DuePoint. That's all you have to do in this business. That simple task, repeated many times, right? And if you're successful in doing that, you're able to refer people to DuePoint, connect them to DuePoint. Our online platform will facilitate the sale of products to those people. And if you're successful in that process, you get to create additional income for yourself, an extra paycheck at the end of every single month. The nature of the income is recurring, so that's very important. What is recurring income? Some people refer to it as passive income. Recurring income is the ability to create kind of inherent returns or money every month beyond your effort, beyond early effort. So as employees, right, you are involved in active income generation. Your boss only pays you for the work you've done in 1 month. Your boss is not going to pay you in December for the work you did in June 2018. But if you're building an asset that creates recurring income like the one at DuePoint, the work that you do in June 2018 will potentially pay you at the end of June, at the end of July, August, September, October, in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, even 10 years' time, right? So recurring income, very powerful benefit. The system allows you to take advantage of the power duplication. So what is that? We sometimes refer to it as leverage. It's your ability to duplicate yourself. We are all constrained by time. We've all got day jobs, we've got family, we've got all these other things that we have to keep accountable to. So we know that time is precious. But the system allows you to leverage. It allows you to go find other people to help you build your channel of distribution. Because if you can find 10 people to help you doing what you're doing, you've just multiplied your effort, your investment of time into this business by 10 times. And your recurring income can go up by 10 times instead of just based on your own efforts. Right? Again, very powerful benefit. Our business is flexi time. You can do this business whenever you feel like it. But I hope that it's not when you feel like it. I hope that you do this business because you have to do the business, because you want to change your life. Right? So please don't treat this like a hobby. Don't treat this as a New Year's resolution. Treat this with all the seriousness that it deserves, a business that can change your life. And so you have to then invest and dedicate time to this business in that kind of line of thought. There's no startup capital involved in our business, so we don't have starter kits that we have to buy. We don't ask you for thousands of rands to get started with products that you have to invest in. We've designed this business to be as low risk as possible so that it becomes accessible to most South Africans. At the same time, we don't care about your qualifications or experience. Right? So there's no discrimination in this business. Anyone can come into the business. We didn't ask you to bring your CV today with you, right? Again, more accessibility for the average South African. You get to build an asset. Now, for me, this is a very important benefit, because knowing that you're building an asset that you have legal tender over, this channel of distribution that you're going to be building here at DuePoint, you have ownership over it. It means you can sell it one day. If it's producing 10,000 Rand a month in recurring income, I promise you, your channel of distribution has got value, right? It's treated as an asset. You can sell it. More importantly, it doesn't retire you. We don't retire people here at DuePoint. If you're over the age of 60, this business is not going to retire you. We welcome you with open arms. The business will keep paying you into your 60s, into your 70s, into your 80s. Even when you die, this asset will still pay out your beneficiaries. So in your will, you can seed beneficiaries, or you can seed this business to your beneficiaries. You can say, to my children, I leave my DuePoint business. And that recurring income will then get passed on to them. You get to pass wealth on to the next generation. That's called legacy, right? Then they will look up to you fondly and put a photo of you on the mantelpiece and go, Baba left us a great recurring income, some wealth, not debt, right? So that's very important, I think. It should make you happy to invest time into something you know you have ownership over. There's no selling involved in our business, no selling whatsoever of products. You're going to be selling the business opportunity, but you don't speak about our products. You don't have to go out on the weekends or at lunchtime on a Friday and tell your friends, I've got a wonderful insurance product for you. No, you're not going to be speaking about our products. You're going to go out and connect people to the business opportunity. If I speak to some people and I say to these people, are you interested in an insurance product? Or I go to these people and I say, are you interested in a business opportunity? Who do you think is going to listen to me? The people that are interested in the business opportunity, right? That's all you're going to be doing. You don't need to speak about our products. At the same time, the nature of our products, because they're financial in nature, means they are intangible. Like I said, you don't have to buy boxes of product. Our products don't expire. They don't take up space at home or in your boot, right? And so we make the products as convenient as possible. But your success here at DuePoint is dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So I said I'd show you what one looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer, and you've taken out one of our products, and now you start building your channel of distribution. And how do we do that? We go connect other people to this business. That's all you have to do. And if you're successful in connecting other people, and some people will say no to you, but you only need a few to say yes. They'll come watch an intro presentation. They'll say, yes, I also want to change my life. I also want a second paycheck every month. And so they become wealth engineers. They take out one of our products, and then they go out and do exactly the same thing. That is the power of duplication. That's where the leverage takes place. And this is what your channel of distribution can look like after a certain amount of time. You're potentially being paid for every single dot that you see on the screen here every single month, because it's recurring income, right? But my tip to you is be discerning in who you bring into your business, because it's very easy, if you're desperate, to go out and say to people, I've got a job for you, right? You don't have a job for anyone, but that's what some people, desperate people, go out and say. They go, I've got a job for you. There's 10 million unemployed people. They'll all be at your front door. But then you've got people that have joined the business that don't have the resources to thrive as wealth engineers. They're going to become a burden to your business. They're going to go out and find other desperate people. And I promise you, your business will collapse every other month. So when I say be discerning, you want to find strong people to put into your business. People that have the resources to thrive as a wealth engineer. People that you can depend on, not people that are burdensome, because that behavior will filter into the rest of your business. You will build a strong, sustainable business that you can depend on in years to come. All right? So that's just a little tip in terms of building your channel initially. This is our warning slide. So what is the warning? We've got two warnings for people that come sit in an intro presentation. The first one, and I hope I've allayed this fear already, but I'm going to touch on it very quickly. We're not a get-rich-quick scheme. Anyone shocked by that? No? No, you've been here for a while already. You know it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? It isn't. I have to say that because there are so many floating around in South Africa at the moment, and I'm sure worldwide. We're not one of those businesses. I think people have that fear that we're one of those businesses because they perhaps even stepped into our offices or they haven't seen how we operate yet, right? We're a 70-year-old insurance company. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme. We are regulated by the Financial Services Board. Right? So I hope you don't have any of that fear. The second warning that we have to give you is kind of tied in with the first. Brendan and myself up on stage will never promise anyone that they can get rich, wealthy, or successful quickly. It doesn't exist in any sphere of life. If you have that expectation, you're going to be bitterly disappointed, right, with everything. People that have that expectation get involved in get-rich-quick schemes. And guess what happens? They lose a lot of money. If you want to build wealth that is sustainable, it takes long and hard work. That's why we've got the picture of the ballerina's feet. Because people look at successful entrepreneurs and they romanticize the notion of being a successful entrepreneur. Oh, it's so easy. You just need to know somebody, or you've got to have a little bit of luck, or you've got to have the right timing. No. It's blood, sweat, and tears. That's what it is. And if you're prepared to take that on, if you think what you can derive out of this business is worth it, then I think you're worth doing that. And you can achieve that, right? So those are our two warnings. Let's go on to our products. So we've got 3 financial products here at DuePoint. You are free to consider any of these products. You can take out 1 product, 2 products, or all 3 products. This is a personal decision that you will make. Every product has got financial benefit, right? So we'll start with the first product. It's called Access Wealth. It is our investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund, right? So you're going to be building this tax-free investment fund with 100 Rand every single month. It has got no restriction access on, so you can draw out your investment at any stage. And then on top of that, we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you have this investment in place, you're killed in a car accident, for example, we pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand. You understand? That's the investment product, product number 1. Product number 2 is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is going to cost you 249 Rand a month, and Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. It's only insurance. It's no investment here. It's only insurance, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. Now note I call it personal accident cover. How many of us know exactly what personal accident cover is? Let me explain it quickly. Personal accident cover covers you in the event of death through accident, right? It means it excludes death through illness and death through natural causes. So you might be thinking, well, that's not great. Let me tell you what the beauty of this product is that this product is accessible to anyone over the age of 18, because we don't discriminate you from a point of view of age or from your health status. You can be 70 years old, you can be diabetic, you can be morbidly obese, it doesn't matter. The premium remains the same, and the amount of cover that you receive remains the same. Right? So this product really is accessible to everybody. So that's Wealth Guard, the insurance product. Then the third product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points is going to cost you 299 Rand a month, and what this product aims to do is reduce your cost of living expenses. So what we've done is we've approached a whole bunch of companies, call them partners, and we've negotiated discounts with them. So for 299 Rand a month, you get to engage in the discounts available with the list of businesses that you see there. And we've tried to cover pretty much everything that we think is involved in typical monthly cost of living expenses. So we've got data, we've got groceries, we've got online retailers, we've got car manufacturers, we've got hotel and restaurants, we've got gyms, we've got health and beauty spas. Pretty much everything's covered there. So for example, Always On Wi-Fi data, if you wanted a gig of data from Always On, they charge you typically 100 Rand. But through Wealth Points, they only charge you 37 Rand. Through Checkers, you get 2.5% off your entire trolley every time you shop at Checkers. Right, so you understand, the discounts are different with each of the partners, and we are adding new partners to this product all the time. This product's ever evolving. If you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is a wonderful product to take up. If you have any questions around the products, you're welcome to ask me afterwards, but our products have been designed to be straightforward, right? Straightforward products. So how does our business model differ to other insurance businesses? And we often get asked the question, once I tell you how much is available in terms of benefit here at DuePoint, how does DuePoint afford to pay all these people? How do you afford to take them on holiday and buy them cars? It basically works like this. Traditional insurance companies spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. A fortune. It's one of the biggest line items on their monthly forecast. At DuePoint, we don't do any marketing and advertising. Did anyone see a DuePoint logo outside of the building? Have you ever seen a DuePoint billboard outside? A radio ad for DuePoint? Nothing, right? Because we don't spend a cent on advertising. We rely on you guys, on our wealth engineers, to go out and grow our business, to go tell people about DuePoint. And so we don't need to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends every single year on advertising. We can take that portion of our budget and attribute it to what we call our returns and rewards program. I'm right here in front of you. Just getting your XP. So we can pay out to the benefit of our wealth engineers that portion of our budget. And that's basically how our business model works. So let's get on to how you actually benefit as a wealth engineer. So there's two ways, through our returns program and the rewards program. The returns program is that extra paycheck that you get to generate every single month. We pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product you've referred successfully to us, right? But it depends on where that product lies in relation to you. So the first 5 people that you introduce to DuePoint, that product is in relation to you on your first point. So we call that your first point. And on your first point, you get paid double the R27.50. You're earning R55 for every product on your first point every single month. Remember, it's recurring income. It's not once-off income. It's recurring income. And then as those people go out and build what we call your second point, again, you get paid R55 on your second point too. And as your channel starts to grow and grow and grow, all the way down to your 8th point, you see the multiplier starts to drop steadily. So by the 8th point, you're earning R1.10 for every single product, but we don't limit you at 0.8. That's why there's a little plus next to the 8 there. Because your channel will keep on growing. We've got wealth engineers already surpassing 0.30 in the space of 24 months. We will keep paying the 4% of the R27.50 from 0.8 and beyond. Right? We don't limit you on how big your channel can get at DuePoint. There is no limitation on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. The onus falls squarely on your shoulders. So that's the mechanics of the returns. Obviously, the next question is, well, how quickly can one become a millionaire at DuePoint? Have you wondered that? Is that why you're thinking, how can I be a millionaire? Let's get to the big numbers. Right? So what we did was we built this thing called the Path to Success. It is a projection over the next 5 years, and it's based on an assumption that in your first month, you can bring 3 people into your DuePoint business. And every month thereafter, you only have to refer 2 people successfully. So we call it the 3+2 growth formula. 3 in June, 2 in July, 2 in August, 2 in September. And you keep bringing 2 people into perpetuity. If you follow that growth formula, after 6 months, you'll be earning about R2,500 at DuePoint in recurring income. Right, now, I use this as a lesson because I know people don't get excited over R2,500 because you all realize how little you can buy with R2,500, right? But that is the way consumers think. Remember the beginning of the presentation, I said, I don't just want to create additional income for you. I want to change the way you think about wealth generation. Because if you want to stop making the mistakes we made in the past, we have to think differently about income. And the one lesson is pay your debt off as quickly as possible. You can very easily take the R2,500 and go out straight after this presentation and spend all of it. Easy, right? But if you decide to make the R2,500 work for you, you can generate more wealth out of the R2,500 than its face value. And here's a perfect example. Here's someone with a R1 million bond. They've financed a house or property for R1 million. They're paying back the bank over 20 years. Right? At Prime Plus 2, you're paying back about R11,500 a month. If you decide to take that R2,500 that you're now earning and put it into your bond as an additional payment, you won't take 20 years to pay this house off. It'll take you only 11.5 years. Do you know how much that R2,500 saves you? It saves you nearly R1 million in interest. That's at 6 months. At 12 months, you're earning in excess of R100,000 in annual recurring income. I know the wealth engineers here want the R100,000, but what about the guests? Imagine you came to DuePoint and collected a R100,000 check every Christmas, every year. How would that change your Christmas? Make it a little bit better? That's at 12 months. We're doing 3+2, remember? At 24 months, you're earning nearly R30,000 a month. See how quickly that escalates? That's because of the power of duplication. And I'll show it to you. I'll show you real-life examples of people that have used the power of duplication. At 36 months, you're close to R50,000 a month. The number's only going to get bigger. At 48 months, you're going to be close to 70,000 Rand a month. And in 5 years' time, right, that's going to be just after the next World Cup. Think about that. Just after the next World Cup, you could be earning about R1 million in annual recurring income. Nearly 90,000 Rand a month. What does your life look like now? You'll probably go to the next World Cup, right? Buy some business class tickets, take yourself and your family. You can argue with me and say, this is academic, it's just theory, right? Because it is just theory. But we've got wealth engineers that have been in this business for almost 2 years, some over 2 years, that are already doing the business. We invite them up every single month to share their stories with our guests here at DuePoint. So here we got Lynette Bardnos. She's a pensioner from Vanderbijl Park. She says she doesn't have a plan B. So she's going to make this business work whether it kills her. Right? She's been in the business for 2 years. The value of her channel sitting at 16,000 Rand a month. We've paid her in excess of 100,000 Rand in the last 24 months already. She's brought in 19 people. That's the work she's done. She's brought in 19. She's got over 2,000 products in her channel. She didn't bring the 2,000. She only brought the 19. Do you see the leverage, the power duplication? Here we've got Siyabongi, is from KZN. He's been in our business for 15 months. The value of his channel sitting at nearly 10,000 Rand a month. He's earned close on 100,000 Rand already in 15 months. He's brought in 36 people. And he's got 307 products in his channel in the last 15 months. It's almost 10-to-1 leverage. Here we got Patrick and Pumi. They joined the first week we launched the business. They're from Fourways. Their average return, so if you take all their earnings and divide it by the 27 last months, their average return is sitting at 32,500 Rand a month. They've brought in personally 234 people into their business. Look at last month alone. See where it says April? In April, 708 people joined their business in the space of 30 days. They are just getting warmed up. We are only 2 years into this division. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. Everyone is running a different race. Everyone's running a different race. The opportunity that you have is that you get to decide what you want out of this business. Because anything is possible. Do you want 10,000 Rand a month, 30,000 Rand a month, 100,000 Rand a month? It's easy to say what I want, right? But what is the real decision we need to make? Not what I want. What can I do to get what I want? That's what I'm interested in, is the work ethic, the accountability that you have towards yourself. I have no idea who's going to be here on Monday, on Saturday, on Tuesday out of this audience. I'm hoping that this process allows your imagination to run wild with the possibility of what's available here at DuePoint. Getting started is very straightforward. You only need to jump onto our website or go to the mobile app. You'll become a wealth engineer in 7 minutes. That's about how long it takes to complete our online application. Read our code of conduct once you become a wealth engineer. And then start applying yourself to building this business that you've now decided to get involved with. This is your business. You own it. Go watch our online training. Don't make the mistakes all of us have made in the beginning. We've learned from a lot of things in this business. Go watch the online training. It's available for you there. We've got 500 videos on YouTube. Set goals for yourself. Because the only way to have a plan is by setting a goal. You can't have a plan if you don't have a goal. Right? And that goal has to have a deadline. You can't say, I want to be a millionaire one day. You say, I want to be a millionaire in 5 years' time. Right? And we will help you strategize a plan. And then the basic activity of speaking to people. That's all you have to do in this business. One of our wealth engineers, when he came up on stage, he said to everybody, the business is so simple here at DuePoint. It's a beautiful business, straightforward. You only have to speak to people. But remember this, if you're not speaking to somebody every day, you're dead. If you're not speaking to someone every day about DuePoint and connecting someone daily, you are dead in this business. Right? Never forget that. That is the fundamental basic in this business of connecting people. You don't have to worry about anything else as long as you're speaking to someone daily. We've got merchandise to help empower building your channels of distribution more effectively and faster. All these things that you see on screen increase your credibility in the business from other people's perspective. If you arrive at a meeting with business cards, with a USB stick, a DuePoint pen, maybe even a pin on your lapel, people look at you and they say, this guy takes this business seriously. He has belief in the business he's representing, or she. If you arrive there with nothing, what are you going to expect? Business, right? If you've ever been involved in sales and marketing, business is about trust and credibility. It is the biggest task. It is the biggest wall to get over when you're trying to do any business, is to get somebody to trust you, right? This is part of the package. Get the business cards. They're available from head office here. We will send them anywhere into the country. Make sure you have the business cards. For me, that is the most important thing. Join our Facebook page. If you want to be on the pulse of DuePoint, join our Facebook page. Because every single day we produce content that tells you what we're thinking on a daily basis, right? So we're producing content daily. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like I said, there's a wealth of knowledge in that YouTube channel. We've got 500 videos that tells you every time that camera gets turned on to broadcast to the entire country. And that's 7 times a week. Download the mobile app. So onto your smartphone, you make sure that's the first thing you do. You get the mobile app onto your smartphone, because that app tells you what's happening in your DuePoint channel in real time. Anyone breathes in your channel, you know about it on that app, right? It tracks everything. So make sure you do that. 3 very important things for you to do once you become a wealth engineer. And then our XP rewards program. This is the cherry on top. This is not as important as creating that extra paycheck, but it's the cherry on top, because we reward you with the success that you have here at DuePoint. So how does this work? Once you become a wealth engineer, you will start doing wealth engineer things, like coming to presentations, bringing guests with you, connecting people, doing home presentations, logging into the mobile app. All these different activities earn you something called experience points, XP, right? And when you start building more XP and your channel starts to grow, you can enjoy rewards with that success. So if you start out today as a wealth engineer, you start out as rank 0. But the moment you've got 1,000 XP and 4 products in your qualified channel, you get a 55 Rand reward, because now you rank 1. And as your channel grows and you collect more and more XP, you'll start ranking up. And there are way bigger rewards waiting for you. A 20,000 Rand check, a 50,000 Rand check. We give tools to our wealth engineers again to turbocharge their channel growth, right? 12,500 Rand business cards. I spoke about the importance of looking professional. When you have 12,500 Rand business cards that are emblazoned in gold and 4 times thicker than a normal business card, people take you a little more seriously, because your business card is 50 times more expensive than theirs. That's like rocking up to work in a Bentley. If you pull up to a meeting in a Bentley, do you think people take you seriously? Right? They do, of course. It's about credibility. These are the Bentley of business cards. Right? We get them for you at rank 7. At rank 9, it's our first recurring reward. So this reward happens every single year. And it's not only for you, but it's for your family too. Because at rank 9, we take you on our international conference every single year. It is business class flights. Your spouse, your children come with you. We go to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days. It's all expenses paid trip, and you get to enjoy the reward of being successful here at DuePoint. This is a week where you get to experience what it's like to be a millionaire, right? Honestly, the last one we went on, there were only millionaires running around the resort. Right? You get to have a taste of that, because what does that do? It increases belief in yourself, in your abilities, and where you're going in life. So take a look. We've documented our rank 9 trip. This is what we experienced last December. I want you to imagine your toes in the sand, your children sitting in business class. It's available for everybody.
All of your wind has gone.